Hi, my name is Kate. Welcome to my channel, and this is my review of Rina's Standalone from her series of Empire. It's Empire of Desire by Rina. This is a standalone. It's marriage by convenience. Best friend of her dad, 17 years age different, and this is a story about Nate Weaver and the daughter of his best friend Gwyneth. The father of Gwyneth is Kingsley, who is the best friend of Nate. They've been friends since senior high school, but Kingsley suddenly became a father at senior high school, and now he has no choice but to raise Gwen. And because he has trust issues with the nannies, he himself take care of Gwen, and because they are best friends, Nate also helped him raise Gwen. And Gwen, she's a very beautiful young lady. She's 20 years old. She is not a spoiled brat. She loves her dad, and she loves everything vanilla. Milkshake, muffin, everything vanilla. And Nate, on the other hand, he is the owner of Shaw and Weaver, attorney, where he is a bachelor hotshot lawyer. And behind the scene, well, actually it opened with Gwen's birthday debut, where she was 18 years old, and Nate didn't want to go because he's busy, but he still went to check on his friend because they are good friends, really super best friend. And during that time when he is about to leave, Gwen kissed him on the lip. He got mad and Gwen felt embarrassed. Starting that day, Gwen was desperate. No, in a way, was still in love with Nate, but Nate started that day has been avoiding their house like a plague and was also avoiding Gwen. But there's a plot twist to that. Then 2 years later, Kingsley is arguing with his stepmother on the property and money that his father left on his, oh my god, that's an airplane, on his inheritance. So they've been bickering and fighting about it in law. And then out of nowhere, he had an accident, Kingsley. He went to coma, and now Gwen, a minor, technically because she is still 20 years old, has to protect the assets and liabilities of her dad and their house. So the only choice that they do have is for Nate to marry Gwen by papers only to protect all the assets and liabilities while her dad, Kingsley, is in a coma. However, it wasn't only marriage by paper because they started to develop feelings for each other, but they both had trauma. You know, if it's a Rina story, there will always be a trauma. So Gwen's trauma is that her mother left her when she was a day old on the porch of her father, and said, do whatever you want with her. That's it. But there's another plot twist to that. On the other hand, Nate's trauma is that he was the unwanted child of the senator and the Mr. and Mrs. Weaver. The one that they wanted is Sebastian's dad, who unfortunately died in a car accident in Japan. So now they have no choice but to love and care for Nate, despite him being an unwanted child. And that is the reason why Nate has an abandonment issue, because his brother died, his parents doesn't like him. And that's also the reason why he is not initiating his feelings with Gwen. Gwen, on the other hand, is working to show her feelings for him. He even worked and forced Nate to let her do the internship on the Shaw and Weaver law firm because Gwen is on summer and she is a pre-law student. And then out of nowhere, Kingsley finally wake up, and when he woke up, he found out that his daughter married his best friend 17 years, which made really Nate awful. But Kingsley couldn't accept the fact that it was his daughter who fell for Nate first since she was 15. There were clues in there, but he admitted that he didn't notice it because he thought he was just admiring his best friend. And then he was again it. He tried to drown and basically punched Nate. And Nate nearly died, but he couldn't do anything because he is also in love with Gwen, and his best friend is Kingsley, and he knows that it's actually his fault because there's a 17 years age difference. On the top of that, he tested Nate by sending him away, but Nate doesn't like. But there was a plot twist where the reason why Kingsley had an accident is because he's trying to find the mother of Gwen, because apparently he was 17, drunk, had only one night stand, didn't know that the girl got pregnant, and the girl was Aspen. Aspen is a senior partner in the law firm. Kingsley and Aspen didn't know that they are like the couple when they were young because they're both drunk and it was a one night stand. And then the truth came out. Aspen said that her uncle gave her like a unborn child, and for 20 years she mourned on the birthday of her lost or dead daughter. And Gwen, on the other hand, mourned on her birthday because she thought it was the time that her mother unwanted her and she was birthed by mistake. So Aspen and Gwen finally had a relationship, but Kingsley tested Nate to go in the mountain, never contact or say anything to Gwen, but Gwen was very in love. She pretended to be pregnant, and Kingsley found out that he was really in trouble because his daughter is really grown up and in love with his best friend. So eventually he agreed, and they get married. No, they didn't marry because they already married. They had a child. It was a happy ending, and they actually had twins. The end. I said before that black and red thorns are my favorite, but this Empire Desire, this is Standalone, really took me by surprise. I thought that it was a feel good, but it was actually amazing. At first I was like, oh my god, 17 years difference, marriage by convenience. But it was actually really good. I was extremely surprised. Rina Can't never fails. My rating for the story is 5 because Aspen, the plot twist, amazing. The character development, amazing. From them dealing with their own trauma, especially Nate, because he's the unwanted child. He was the one who raised Sebastian. He was old and bachelor. He's almost 40, and then falling in love with his best friend's daughter. So it's like a wild ride. But the spice is 5. The story is 5. It's a great character development. I love everything about it except for Mrs. Weaver, the mother of Nate, because she was really mean to Nate and to Gwen. Like, that's too much, but yeah, she's really mean. Also, I love how it's an itsy bitsy. This story showed Daniel, the best friend of Astrid, Knox, the twin brother of Till and brother-in-law of Ronan. So it was very nice. And Jane, actually their books is next. This one, so I think I'm gonna review that before the... Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Bye bye.